Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Toon Review, of course, for tonight's show with myself, Paul, and, of course, my old mucker, Billy Bob. Good evening, Billy.
Oh, good evening to all the Toon Review Massive, the Magpie Massive, and you fantastic people out there in Viewerland.
Indeed, and I'm sure we all just want to start the show tonight with condolences to Liverpool Football Club on the loss of the Charity Shield this afternoon at Wembley. Considering you were going to take on the world, it hasn't started very well for you, has it? So, I find it very funny, actually, given all the abuse you've given us over the summer. But there you go. You lost. But Billy, a cracking goal by Ekitike, but interesting comments from Van Dijk after the game, saying after the loss, obviously the tragic loss of Diogo Jota and the fact that Núñez has moved on, Diaz has moved on, he turned around and said they need a centre forward. I wonder whether that was a hint at what's to happen.
Well, they've got to put the money up front, haven't they? It's got to be £150 million and most of it up front, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not going to do that, then he won't be joining them. Straightforward as that, really. We're the ones with the power in this situation. And it makes you wonder why they actually went for Ekitike in the first place. If they really wanted Isak, why go for Ekitike?
It doesn't make any sense at all. Having said that, though, listening to Craig Hope, etc., after the game last night, Eddie once again, just, I guess, putting his foot down, saying that, you have to want to play for Newcastle United. He only wants players that want to play for Newcastle United. That was a big, big sentence for me, Billy, because that kind of says to me, Isak, he obviously doesn't want to play for Newcastle United, so he's not being included in anything right now because Eddie only wants players that want to play for us.
Exactly. And if he wants to get himself back in the fray, he's got a lot of begging and stuff to do. If he's not moved by September, then he's going to have to get on his knees and beg, really. I mean, it's going to be a hard job for him, especially with the characters we've got in the dressing room, plus the manager, who obviously will be let down by what's happened. A lot of serious apologising to do, and maybe it's better for him that Liverpool do put the money up. So I wouldn't fancy doing the job myself. I want to be honest. I wouldn't have behaved in that way in the first place.
Yeah, I have a feeling. By the way, those of you that are asking how Lady Sam and Alex got on in the press box yesterday, we have no idea because me and Billy have heard nothing from them today. I suggest that is because maybe they had a few of them last night after. I know a few guys were meeting up last night. And I have a feeling, Billy, that there might have been a few sore heads today. And they are currently resting them. I know Stato's obviously got to travel home, but I think that maybe sore heads came into play today.
Yeah, there'll be banging heads and lots of paracetamol being taken, I imagine.
Indeed. However, there was a few photos of them. I saw on the Toon Review Facebook group that quite a few people managed to get photos with them and speak to them in the club shop and things like that. So thank you for everybody that came and said hello to them. It looked like a great day, apart from the match, really, the second half. But we will come on to all that very, very soon. A couple of super chats. Graham Sinclair, FPL this season, what is the code? I have no idea. I think Rachel's dealing with that. So if Rachel's in the chat or one of the mods knows what the code is, please put the code in. I haven't ended it yet. Rachel arranged it all. I think we are going to do a Soccer 6. Is that what it's called? The Soccer 6?
I will do it for about 3 weeks and forget about it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, people enjoy that one as well, and it's a lot easier. Yeah. But I'm going to try and stick by them this season. I'm going to do me fantasy Premier League team. I say that every bloody year, don't I? I'm going. You know what it is? I want to try. Because I want to, try and be near the top this year. And the last couple of seasons, me and Billy have been the strongest entrants because we've held.
I was all right last year. I went bad last year. I finished halfway up the table.
Well, there you go. So there is opportunity. So if anybody knows what the Toon Review Premier League code is for the Fantasy League, please let people know in the chat. I have no idea, unfortunately, but I'm sure one of our mods will, because it's in the WhatsApp chat group. So or Rachel, if she joins us tonight. DK with a super chat. TNT bias towards Liverpool in that game. Do you know what it is? I didn't listen to the official TNT one. I listened to our normal Well, I watched it on our provider, to be honest. And quite honestly, I heard a lot of people saying during the first half that it was all Liverpool. It wasn't about Palace. It was all what Liverpool were doing, even when they got the penalty and they equalised, and it was still all about Liverpool. That's what we're going to get this season, Billy. That's why we tell people when Newcastle play, watch it on the telly, but listen to the commentary on the Toon review, because there's no, of course, we're Newcastle fans and we want us to win the game, but there's no direct bias. We are very sort of, we give a commentary that isn't just all about kissing somebody's ass, basically.
100%. And, the Cartel 6 always get that kind of preferential rhetoric treatment on Sky or BBC, whatever, really.
Yeah, they do.
Clive Tilsey, when he was on ITV, Christ, he couldn't mention a game without mentioning the Man United treble winning side of 99, even if they weren't even playing. So, whenever Manchester United, Liverpool are playing, they really, really do go to sycophantic levels.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. Michael McIntyre with a super chat. Hi, all. Well done, Palace. Get in, Toon. Indeed. Right, it looks like Malik Chow's coming in the door, Billy. Apparently his flight is expected tonight, but I read somewhere that he was actually with the Milan squad, wherever they are at the minute. He was flying to Newcastle from there into London. That's what the report said. But the Eagle Eyes have been out today and said that there is an aircraft due in from Italy, from Milan, at a private jet, by the way, at around 9:10 this evening. I think we wrap this one up quite quickly, Bill.
Yeah, I think the medical will be done tomorrow and we'll probably announce it deadline day.
yeah. By the time they've got the crazy video done.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it's a good side. We need a centre half. We've needed one for 2 or 3 seasons, to be perfectly fair. And we were after him before, weren't we? He didn't come last season when we wanted him because we didn't have Champions League football. Now we do. It was the only destination for him by all accounts. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him in action. He's quick, he's strong, and hopefully he can get a bit of form because he hasn't had a lot of football of late, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a new member, Stuart Macy. Welcome to Members Club, Stuart. Thank you very much for signing up. By the way, if you do enjoy tonight's show, don't forget to hit that like button. Very important to the channel. And of course, please do subscribe if you are new to the channel. We overpassed 41,000 yesterday, which was incredible. So thank you, everybody. We are now on the road for 42. So please do subscribe if you're new. Memberships are available by hitting the join button, as Stuart has just done. And that will put you in the draw for the members' draws, of course, as a thank you for supporting the channel that way. And, of course, if you super chat the channel and put a donation in, you're guaranteed to have your comment read out on the show. Sean, a member for 30 months, says, let's get behind the team on Saturday. We can battle this testing time. Great show as always, everyone. Well, let's get into it, Billy, because at the minute, I have to say, yesterday, after the game, kind of worried me. I think the way we just, I don't know, it happened in both games, to be honest, where we came out for the second half and just it didn't seem to happen. But yesterday for me was more important because we saw the front three that was probably going to start, or probably still is going to start, against Villa at lunchtime on Saturday. And Alanga looked really good, actually. The pace he had. Barnes, I thought, was lively in the first half as well. But Anthony Gordon is not a centre forward, and we shouldn't have to put him in that position. It's clear he's not even built for that position, to be honest. He's very much a flying winger, very light on his feet. But to put him up front, it's hard on him because he's going to be against massive centre backs. And we don't really play to his game up front. He's not really making the same runs and things like that as a centre forward would do. So I've got to say that is a worry to me.
Not just that, we don't play to his strengths. You've got to hit the channels and let him run onto it. We're just lumping it in the box. And when we have Willa Sulu on, we hit the channels. That doesn't make any sense. I think I'd rather go in with the Sulu up front, to be honest. I think at least he offers a bit of physical kind of a nuisance value to the centre halves, but got a bit of pace as well. Just couldn't finish the Milky Way, could he? I'm concerned about the front line. I really am. I'm concerned about the back line as well, to be honest.
We'll come on to everything. I think, though, Billy, over the weekend, this has kind of highlighted just how threadbare our squad is. And Brian from the True Geordie, he put something on X last night saying, how bad is it? or what a wake-up call it is, that in both games we've had to play fullbacks in midfield. And I know we don't have to when we play, obviously, Villa, but I think Brian was trying to highlight that we're a couple of injuries there from having to play fullbacks in the midfield.
100%. Yeah, 100%. It's really low on depth. You know, we play 3 midfielders. We've got 5. So if all are injured, you're playing one that isn't a midfielder, or you're bringing in someone from the youth setup or the academy setup. It is dangerous. It really is, and I think we need a midfielder as well, whether we get one or not. You know, we're not really linked with any, are we? So,
well, listen, it seems to be very quiet, but I think from what Keith Downey, etc., was saying yesterday, it pretty looks for me like they're trying to get this Visser deal. Chow done, Visser next, get those 2 done, and then maybe turn to somebody else, because obviously the season starts obviously on Saturday, but the window itself is open till the end of August, isn't it? So it's not the be all and end all to get everybody in by Saturday afternoon, is it? So we still got a bit of time, but time is running out, and we keep saying this on a regular basis, how much time we've got left to get players in the door. Visser, I think, will be a very, very good signing. There is a lot of noise about Paqueta, I think, today, but I don't know whether that's coming from lazy journalists or it's just an easy story because they're linking in with Bruno. And
it's romantics. I don't think there's anything in that at all.
I think he'd be a cracking signing, Billy. If we could get Paqueta, if we could get him for 30 million quid, which has been banded around, I think that's a hell of a signing.
100%. But if we did go in for him for 30 million quid, you can guarantee there'd be Manchester City being there and 1 or 2 other clubs.
Well, there would be interest, but I think the Bruno factor would sway it our way, Billy.
I would hope so. About that. I would hope so.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's not about friendships and stuff, is it? It's about
No, it is. And that was an interesting point, actually, that Eddie made last night in his press conference, Billy, talking about the finances and how he still said we are still restricted by FFP and PSR. He made no bones about that. He was quite forceful in the way he said that. He said, talking about missing out on signings, we can't pay the wages that these other clubs can. We just can't.
That's what it's there for. That's what it's there for, to stop a club like us or anyone else that wants to break into the top 4 for European Champions League football.
Yeah,
to stop them from doing it. That's what it's there for. It's to keep the closed shop in operation. Simple as that. What is that for me?
Absolutely, and that's the problem I have with it, Billy, because it's clear as day. All these cartel fans, they can't see it, and they just say it, like the Man United fans, for instance. Oh well, you bid the same as us for Sesko. I'm sorry, but it doesn't matter. If you're going to pay bigger wages, and don't come to me saying Manchester United he took a pay cut or whatever to go to Man. If you believe that, you literally have nothing between the ears, right? Because they are paying him fantastic wages, as they are with Mbeumo and as they are with Mateus Cunha. Okay, I can guarantee that. However, it's obvious, and I thought Eddie spoke magnificently last night, Billy, and made me proud to have him as manager, because he's having to, fight off so much at the minute before the start of a season that was supposed to see us going into the Champions League, getting some signings in this summer, and things were going to be so much better. And yet he's still having to fight a load of shite coming at him day in, day out at the minute.
Well, he's happiest when he's involved with the players, and
I
don't think he really seriously wants anything to do with signing players and contracts. He'll want input into it clearly, but he doesn't like press conferences. But I thought yesterday he saw an emotional Eddie Howe. I thought he was really, really emotional.
Yeah.
His love for the players and trading the players was just shone through, really, didn't it? It was just really, really shining through.
But you see that back as well, don't you?
There's one conflict. Last thing he wants is conflict amongst the squad, because that squad's built on love and trust. And once you had this summer, I mean, a little bit of that was probably chipped away. But I mean, it's not too late to repair, I don't think. But we shall see.
Well, look, I really have nothing but admiration for our manager right now, and I'm not blaming him for any of this nonsense that's going on. I think stories that have come out now pretty much say what kind of atmosphere Mitchell had with the staff around him and things like that. We need to support the manager here, because he is trying to steer a ship that has nobody else on board to help him. And it's crazy. And it shouldn't be like that for Eddie. And the fact is, those players in that squad right now absolutely adore Eddie Howe. There's no question about it that these players absolutely adore their manager, and it's felt back from the manager to the players. Because Eddie Howe, Billy, is one of these people, clearly, that if you put the effort in for him, he will back you and be with you 100% side by side. A tremendous manager. You give him the respect that he deserves, and he gives you that respect that he deserves back. And it works. It just works. And I genuinely think this whole Isak situation, Billy, has hurt him. Personally.
You can see it in his face.
It's really upset him. Yeah.
I thought you could see it. And, we are punching above our weight with the amount of money we've spent on transfers and recruitment. But 2 out of 3 years, full seasons of Eddie Howe in charge, we've had Champions League football qualification. We've also won a trophy.
2 cup finals, 2 Champions League qualifications.
A lot of that is down to the fact that we're a team. A team is some of it sort of better than all its parts, isn't it? It's a teamwork, squad work even. Even like people like, I know Statos criticised him, but someone like Mark Gillespie doing what he does in the background, it's all united in, tied together, and they get on together. They can see they socialise, they like each other's company, and that's why I think what's happened this summer's really hurt Eddie.
There doesn't seem to be any clicks, Billy, and we've said that a million times over the years about clicks within the squad, and
there could be because you've got a little Brazilian section, you've got little, it could have happened, but it hasn't. And that's down to Eddie, that's down to Joe Linton, that's down to Bruno, who have just jumped straight into it. And
similar to this channel, and we've created a family atmosphere on this channel within the chat, and I think that's the best thing to do with a group. You try and create that family atmosphere, and yes, there's going to be arguments here and there, and there's going to be disagreements here and there, but you keep that core, atmosphere around at all times. And I think the fact that Isak's done what he's done, he's created, a crack within that atmosphere. With the players, Eddie's already said that, and of course he's really hurt Eddie Howe because Eddie Howe has took a chance on him. He's been the man to bring him through from Sociedad. He's brought him onto the player he is now, and I think Eddie really thought that he'd get a bit more loyalty from Isak. And I know money talks, etc., but there's ways and means of behaving as a professional. Isak could have just got on and said to Eddie, "Look, if an offer comes in for me, I'd like to explore it." It didn't have to be made public. Isak could have just continued to train, continued to be around the squad. And then if a transfer came, then it happened. But doing all of this and hurting Eddie Howe the way he has, I think is despicable. I really do. I think it's
I think it's the openness of it all. And that might not be from Isak, that might be from his agent. But at the end of the day, he's in Isak's employ, so to speak.
Yeah.
And Alexander Isak should have really got it on the hush-hush. If he wanted to leave Newcastle United, it should have been done in private between Eddie Howe, Alexander Isak, and whoever was going to come in for him. But between Fabrizio Romano, Liverpool Football Club, and the agent, it's been front page of the newspapers for the last 6 weeks, and every single news item on Sky Sports News, everything, even the commentary on TNT today was riddled with it. Talking to people on Sky Sports News yesterday at Championship games, riddled with it.
It's all over the place. You cannot get away from it. But the biggest thing for me is the trust between Eddie Howe and Isak has been broken, and that's where I find it very, very difficult for Isak to come back in again, because once you break that trust and you've gone behind the manager's back like he has to go and trade in Spain and all of this kind of stuff, and try and get stories out there that he wasn't going to Asia because he was injured and all of this. I think it's bullshit. Honestly, I think it's terrible what he's done. Anyway, a few more super chats in the door. We got Mango Warrior. Thank you. Heard news about Isak saying he's not interested in signing a new contract. He just wants to play for Newcastle again. Apparently making an apology soon. He said yes. He said he's no desire to join Liverpool now. Well, where have you heard that, mate? Because I ain't heard that at all. As far as I'm concerned, and most of the other journalists are concerned, he wants to leave.
He said that as Hekatiko was blasting that one in.
Yeah. Absolutely. Or Liverpool lost. Oh, God, I'm not going to win anything there. I'm not going to Liverpool. Emma, thank you for your super chat. What about J7 to replace AG up front? Do you know what? This was said last night, and I don't think it's a bad idea, Billy. Maybe just for one game to put Joe Linton up front. You know, listen, we all know that it didn't work for him as a striker when we signed him, right? However, he's a very different man now. He's a very different footballer. And I think he could do a job up front just for one or two games, Billy. I really do.
How many headers did he miss yesterday, Paul?
Well, we'll step over that, Billy. But I'm talking about the. I'm talking about the.
Well, as soon as you can do that, physicality. Yeah. I just think to take Joe Linton out of midfield, you lose too much in midfield.
Yeah. I mean, you've got that to consider as well. Obviously, you're taking a big player out the middle of the park who is a mainstay of the.
And against Onana and John McGinn and them kind of players, you need.
What's his name, Billy?
Onana. What's his name?
Yeah, Onana. Yeah, you're right. I think certainly. I mean, look, if we had another midfielder, A. McGinn or A. Paqueta, we could probably afford to do that. I mean, Miley could step in, but I'd rather have the three mainstays there in midfield against what Villa can offer. If it was a lesser Premier League team, then maybe. I mean, the option is there, obviously, but I don't think Eddie himself wants to do that. He sees Gordon as somebody that can replace him, even though we don't. It's quite clear that Gordon is likely to start up front, and he's fit, by the way. He put it was only a little twist on his ankle, and he's come out on social media saying he'll be fit for the game. So no worries there about Anthony Gordon, by the way. Dan Robinson says, evening TTR, going home now. Great weekend up in Newcastle. Fucking beautiful city, beautiful people. Absolutely loved it. Great stuff, Dan. Glad you had a good time, matey. Mango Warrior back, thank you very much. And wants to get back into the squad and focus in football and the club, plus also other sources have came out about what Wilson said about Isak, saying he wished that Newcastle didn't get Champions League. Thoughts or any truth? Well,
don't know.
I haven't heard anything. I mean, look, there's so many different bloody stories out there about people saying this, people saying that, and what do you believe, what do you not believe? I think a few fans have tried, diving into that one, saying that it would be easier for Isak to leave and sign for Liverpool if we didn't make the Champions League, etc. So, with all the quotes coming out from different people, and especially from Isak's representatives themselves, you could believe it, Billy. I guess in a way that maybe
it's not beyond the realms of possibility, is it? But I mean.
Anth, who's been a member for 5 months. Evening all, keep up the good work. 50k in no time. The FPL code is 911GTL. Well, there you go. 911GTL is the code for the Fantasy Premier League. So I'm sure that's come up a few times in chat already. Neza with a super chat. Thanks, mate. That boy Steve Barton is a new member of the channel. Thank you very much. As is Mango Warrior. Thank you. Welcome to Members Club, you guys. Stuart Macy with a super chat. Thank you, Stuart. Neza back again said, forgot the message in last super chat. Apparently, Isak has apologized and wants to be integrated back into the team. Have you guys heard anything? No. I mean, if we had heard anything, we would say it. But we just, I mean, look, we're not privy to what goes on. We're not in the know, as we said many times on this channel. Other people, other people like to think they are. Quite a few like to think they are, and a little big for the boots kind of thing. Think they're in there, but they're not, and they never will be. However, I haven't heard anything today saying that. Look, it may come out in the next few days that that's the case, and he wants to. But I think, Billy, more than anything, he has to do that press conference in front of the world.
Yeah, I think something's got to be up front and out there, definitely, without a doubt. Because if he doesn't, there'll all be whispers, and they may still be whispers, in the background, amongst fans, amongst his teammates, even. Yeah. But we'll see. Well, I mean, if Liverpool put £50 million forward, I think he leaves anyway.
I tell you what, I would love to be a fly on the wall in that conversation.
A lot of people saying that they've heard he's apologised, but I mean, surely that's the first. I mean, if that's news, they want to get out surely pretty quick, I'd imagine.
Yeah, but that's if that's the case, then that's something that needs to be done. Is that
Sorry.
what, are you laughing at Todd Bowley's comment?
No, I'm laughing at Chris's. Never more Chris's.
I'll put that on. Hang on. Jens has sent in a super chat. Asula needs to start up top. Definitely not Gordon. And the real seamless. Thank you for your super chat. Right, let's find that comment from Mr. Evermore.
From Corpsing.
Oh, that's brilliant. Chris, that is superb for a Sunday, mate. That is absolutely superb, buddy. Oh, that's brilliant. Samu's back again. Seen Edwards tweet, NUFC don't think I'm suitable. Well
apparently, Samu wants to stay at Porto for the season. So, I mean, Samu would know more than us, but that's meant to be the reason.
Yeah. Dan back with a super chat. ITKTTR says Isak back in the squad. All is forgiven.
Yeah, but which squad? It might not be ours.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris says he knew that would give you a chuckle, Billy. I'd certainly give him a chuckle, all right. I was wondering what the hell he was going off on a tangent for there, but never mind. Back to the Sela Cup, Billy. There was one player on Friday night who really stood out for me, and that was young Sung-Soo Park. This kid looks like a real player, and I think that old phrase again. You know, if you're good enough, you're old enough, comes into the reckoning for me, because he loved it. He was putting himself about. He loved the physicality. He's got some skill on him. You know, and I'm not saying as a starting player, by the way. Certainly within the squad, though. You know, a 10 minute cameo at the end of the game against tired defenders. He can play, by the way.
Yeah, he's got a lot of tricks, hasn't he? He can go in on the inside and on the out. He's got pace. He's surprisingly strong for a young South Korean player. He's 18 still. Yeah. Surprisingly strong. Doesn't get pushed off the ball easily.
Yeah.
And he's nowhere near fulfilling his potential yet. So, you know, if we can keep him for 5, 6, 7 years, we'll have a top player on our hands. And I said that when we watched him the other week, when he made his debut actually in South Korea, that this could be, you know, the handing over of the crown from Son to him. Yeah,
but
I think it may well be. I think it may well be.
A diamond found in the rough, Billy.
Well, at the minute, if we're playing Anthony Gordon through the middle, he's got to be our second choice left back behind Harvey Barnes, hasn't he? Got to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Tom is really pushing this song. Everybody was Sung-Soo fighting.
Ooh, ah.
I'm not whether sure we're allowed to sing that. I mean, what is that, a Korean song or?
No, it's Kung Fu, so it'll be Japanese, wouldn't it?
Okay, well, we'll swiftly move on. David, good evening. Is Paul Gallen still offering you advice on how to grow the channel? He was off on one earlier.
Give him credit. He did make a massive portfolio of stuff he could do.
Failures.
Unfortunately, that Paul couldn't read it because he can't read off paper.
I can't.
Why isn't he got his thing back off? He looks like when he played guitar now that he's Paul McCartney. He plays left-handed. Because he's still got a mirror.
As much as I appreciate the advice on how to grow my channel, Paul, look in the mirror, pal, and start listening to people. But never mind. So Sung-Soo Park was definitely one. Listen, I thought young Ashby came in. Well, I'd call him young Ashby. He's not so young anymore. But he came into midfield yesterday, and I was quite impressed, Billy, with what I saw.
He's had a really good pre-season. Every time he's played, he's been pretty good. Yeah, he's at right back, and he played in midfield yesterday. And I thought he looked really good on both 3 or 4 times we've seen him. Yeah, not failed yet. Unfortunately, it's when we loan him out to championship clubs, he plays like a bag of spanners, doesn't he? And
he hasn't had a very good.
He's in last chance saloon for me. And he's. Emil Kraft offers us a little bit more, doesn't he? Because he can play centre half, he can play right back. You know, so do I see him getting a chance at Newcastle United? Possibly not. But if anyone was watching him over the 3 or 4 games, you know, in pre-season, maybe then there'll be a bid coming in from somewhere for him.
Well, I thought he got forward yesterday really well. I thought he certainly supported Elanga really well on that right-hand side and Trips as well. And it was, but again, how much can you judge in these friendly games? We said this about Alex Murphy 2 years ago, Billy, that when he came into the friendlies and looked really accomplished, but then we never saw him again. So I think Ashby's probably ran out of chances, if I'm being openly honest. But again, with the squad being as it is right now, as we sit here and do this show tonight, then there is going to be opportunities, I think, for these guys to still be around. I was disappointed we didn't get to see Kowal yesterday.
Yeah, I am as well, to a certain extent. I mean, he really has improved in leaps and bounds, hasn't he? Second half of last season. Because last time we saw him, it just didn't look like he knew what a football was or how it bounced or anything. Just couldn't control anything. You know, passing was awful, didn't beat anyone, just looked totally oblivious to what was going on around him. Yeah. Last half of last season, he was scoring goals, setting up goals. Apparently, he's carried that on into pre-season this year with the under-21s and 23s. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think he deserves a chance. And
I do.
See him now,
I was quite sad we didn't see him yesterday.
I don't know how long he's got left in his contract, but interesting.
It just hasn't worked, has it? I mean, I think they had big, the loan deals when he first came to the club were completely wrong for me. Where they put him, and it just hasn't seemed to do anything for him, and it knocked him a bit. But then again, as you say, the back end of last season, we were seeing loads of highlights of him scoring goals left, right, and centre. So. We'll see how that develops. It's safe to say that Dave Bannon is not happy. Sod Isak, Sod Sesko, Sod the Cartel, and Sod Sunderland.
Lots of sods there, Dave.
There's lots of sods going on a Sodding Sunday. The Clone Lad, member for 32 months. Thanks, mate. Everybody was Sung Soo fighting. Alanga's fast as lightning. Joe Linton is a little bit frightening. Bruno passes with expert timing. Woohoo. How long have you been waiting to put that in there, Clone Lad? Great stuff. I'm not sure that's going to catch on, though, to be honest. It's a James's part, but we will see. Matt Target, Billy. I mean, I've seen some people say he was excellent yesterday. Of course, he got a goal.
Friday, yeah.
Or Friday, sorry. However, he also was at fault for both their goals.
And also gave a penalty away.
And gave a penalty away with a ridiculously late tackle, yeah.
I mean, it was dreadful. Defensively awful. Absolutely defensively awful. He does get forward and help in the attack, but God, I think I'd sooner play Dan Burn left back than Matt Target, if I'm perfectly honest.
Okay.
That's how bad it is.
I think we need a backup left back as well. I think that's one of the positions that certainly we certainly highlighted when we put the squad up the other day when me and Stato, the left back situation. Alex Murphy can play there, but it looks like Eddie Howe prefers him as a centre back. Billy, certainly when he came on a sub. Yes, was it? Yes,
so he played left back. He played left back against. Who did he play left back in? He definitely played left back in pre-season.
Yeah,
he did it once or twice, and he looks accomplished there.
Mm-hmm.
It was against Arsenal. He did really well against Saka. Yeah, really well against Saka.
So in that case, do we need a backup left back, or
I don't think so. Well, we then brought Target on, and they brought a 15-year-old kid, and this 15-year-old kid taught Target a new one.
Oh dear!
Literally, 15-year-old Max Dowman, his name was.
Oh yes, I saw that. Was that the one Joe Linton was accused of manhandling?
He put him down for penalty.
Yeah. I've seen that, Geordie J. England under 16, Isaac Moran is coming to Newcastle United after he left Liverpool. So that could be a good signing for the academy. I mean, the academy made some good signings over the summer. So look, that's what an academy's all about: is getting the talent in, nurturing them, and bringing them through. And we haven't been able to do that over the years. Yes, we've had the young Miley come through, both Mileys actually, and then Alfie Harrison is I think he looked a little bit lost, if I'm openly honest, Billy, in both the games that he came on.
He looked all right in South.
He got better. He got better as the time he's on the pitch. So I think maybe a bit of nerves might have got to him. But we know what talent he's got. I mean, they don't put him in the Manchester City first team training squad for nothing.
Travis Hearns was really impressive. We didn't see him at all over the weekend, did we?
No, we didn't.
Looked really good in South Korea. Looked really good in Thailand.
More super chats. Let's have a look. The Real Seamless. I've read Isak is at Anfield as we speak. Okay. Ian Fleming says, can't believe you got something wrong, Billy. Kung Fu is Chinese, not Japanese, lol.
And the same. No, that was...
No, whoa, no. Hey, we'll start out now. Christ almighty.
I know they're not the same. I was taking the piss.
Oh dear. I mean,
They fought for us in the war, actually, Chinese,
well,
against the Japanese.
Okay, Billy, stop trying to dig yourself out of that massive hole you've just.
And I love it. I love a chow mein.
Yeah.
And I don't like sushi. Or Yoko Ono.
Yoko, bloody hell, man. Mark Mullins, well, if reports are right, according to Keith, Visser should be here tomorrow or Tuesday. So it could be him up front against Villa, which could be ideal. Well, that's the point of signing Visser for me, Billy. I think he'll be in the door and he's ready to go. He's done pre-season, not as much as some others, but he has been involved in pre-season and he's ready to go.
Yeah, and if he's in, he'll play. Quite clearly, he'll play. Mm-hmm. And I can remember it happening before when we went to Liverpool to play with Alexander Isak, who just come in the door and scored.
And again, this is, I would say, a Wilson replacement, not an Isak.
Yeah, absolutely. I still think we end up with Isak. I really do.
I'm completely the other way, Billy. I can't see a way in. But then again, if reports are true or what people are saying, and that he wants to apologise, and will Eddie give him that opportunity? Probably yes. So I think it all depends on how the players welcome him back, Billy. Because if the players don't welcome him back and are annoyed with him, and there's still that ruction in the dressing room, then he won't get back in.
But they know how good he is. They know he's the difference between us maybe thinking.
I know, but
top 4 or 10.
But when that trust is broken, Billy, it's very
Well, it's got to work hard to regain that. Absolutely, 100% he is. But people regain trust all the time, don't they?
Well, Isak for me, if
I'm trying to get it now with that Oriental comment I made a minute ago.
Absolutely, I'm waiting for the emails to start flooding in. To be honest, I think if he does do a press conference or whatever and apologizes, and then for me, he just puts his head down, says nothing else, and gets on with it. Doesn't even do interviews or anything, just gets on with it.
Scores goals, and
just shuts his mouth.
And scores goals. And don't miss one-on-ones, like trying to take it too easy. Like he did last season on about 5 occasions. Just score loads of goals. And everything will be forgotten in 6 months.
I don't share that optimism.
And then the January window comes, this will start.
It all starts again, exactly. Yeah. God almighty. Eddie has been a member for 4 months. Thank you. Anyone seen the officials try to shaft Palace multiple times earlier? You can just see Liverpool getting away with everything again this season. It's exactly what I thought watching the game. I thought, here we go again.
I was amazed to give Palace that penalty, to be honest.
Well, VAR made sure that. How long did it take to make that decision, by the way? It just goes to show you. Let's make sure we try and, look through every angle to see if we can disallow the penalty. That's what it's all about. They weren't looking to give it. They were looking to disallow it. Anthony Railton, thank you very much for your super chat. Wagner, whenever I read his name out, I think of that guy from X Factor years ago. But do you remember him?
He was my favourite. I think he should have won it.
He had a goatee and sort of long curly hair, didn't he?
But a bit bold as well, wasn't he? He's one of them kind of Gumbleweed haircuts.
Yeah. Not that we're saying you've got it could be the real Wagner from X Factor. He's gone back to. He was Brazilian, actually.
He was.
And I believe Wagner's in Brazil as well. So I'm really happy to see that we got a centre-back as we really need it. I think people have the wrong assumption that you need a striker to have a great team. You don't. Just look at Liverpool last season. You can have stars somewhere else.
That is true. Man City had played 3 seasons without centre-forward and won the league 3 times.
Yeah. I'm not as confident, though, going into a season without a striker, I have to say. Anthony Railton has gifted 5 Toon Review memberships. Thank you so much. Really kind, Anthony. Geordie Dan. Oh, dear God. Scooby-Doo theme. Park Soo-sung, where are you? Got to cross those balls now. We can count on you, War Park Soo-sung. I've got that mixed up already. That's too difficult to sing. I'm getting over that. Gaz Milliken is a new member of the channel as well. Welcome to Members Club, Dan, and thank you very much for your support. Who stood out for you over the weekend, Billy? What players are you thinking, you're ready to go for this season, my son?
Bruno.
Yeah.
For one. Elanga, another.
Yeah, I think Bruno looks incredibly fit and ready to go, doesn't he? I mean, he looks a bit leaner.
Smiley was excellent as well.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll start, but I thought he looked excellent. I thought Joe Linton looked physically quite strong for a lot of the game yesterday. I think he lost it a bit towards the end, but
he's just an animal, him though, isn't he? I mean, he's just an
The one that concerns me at the minute is Tino. He really does concern me.
Really?
Is that short in all the games? To be fair,
yeah. Is that not because of him going away with the Euros? He's a bit behind everybody else.
Maybe. Let's hope so. Let's hope that when he comes to the next Saturday that he's back to his old self again. But I mean, every single time we've seen him this summer, he's been dreadful. Yeah, Ramsdale was very positive as well.
Well, that's a big one for when we do the match preview later on in the week, Billy, for the Villa game when Stato's back as well, of course, and we because Sam doesn't do the match previews because she's not here on a Thursday, but Ramsdale for me, I think, has to start. And I know Nick Pope made a couple of saves yesterday, but Nick Pope also looked ropey as hell on quite a few occasions, which were brought up actually by a lot of journalists who were at the game, especially that one where he came out his box. It looked like he was going to pick the ball up, stumbled and kicked it out of play. I mean, Ramsdale looked so much more assured. Obviously, the penalty save, etc. His distribution was fantastic.
It's distribution for me, Distribution.
Yeah.
It's just night and day different. It's like having Jack Cole back against Paul Gascoigne and comparing them to distribution-wise. I
mean, the problem is, right, whenever there's a back pass, Billy, and you'll know by my voice when we commentate on the games.
Not just the word you use.
Absolutely, yes. There is an element of absolute fear.
Yes.
When the back pass comes in. And then he takes a touch, and then you see the opposing players sort of all bearing down on him at 100 miles an hour, and you think, this is going out to play. And 9 times out of 10, that's exactly where it ends.
I hope that Ramsdale starts, but I've got a feeling it's going to be Pope. Well,
I think everybody thinks that. But it's just for me, Billy, the amount of money that Newcastle put up for the loan fee says to me that they are looking at Ramsdale as probably taking over from Nick Pope, whether that's the start of the season or... But I don't think we pay £4 million loan fee to sit him on his arse. And I think it would be ridiculous if we did that.
He'll get plenty of games either way, though, won't he? 2 of the plus points, Lewis Small getting minutes and also Sven Botman coming through yesterday, 45 minutes without.
And by the way, Eddie did comment on the Botman situation, said he was always scheduled to come off at half-time. There's no problems at all with Sven Botman. Obviously, they're just sort of getting him in and blended in again and nice and nice.
Whether he'll start next Saturday is another thing. I'm not sure he will, but
I think if he went with Burn and Share, Billy, I'd be a very worried man. I have to say, as well as they've done as a pair, and they're older now. Share still looked a bit. I mean, he made a couple of mistakes on Friday. I don't know. I'm just not as confident with I think. Obviously long term they're looking at Botman and Chow being the 2 mainstay centre backs, and with Sharon Burn as backup. And
that's a good idea. Someone said put a poll up for the keepers.
Well, that'll be a poll for the preview, Billy. I think we'll do that on the day of the preview.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do that on the preview.
Yeah, I mean. Dan Burn, of course, he'll want to keep playing because he's got World Cup ambitions this year. So,
yeah, absolutely. But the thing is, we're forgetting really when we talk about who's going to play. We're forgetting how many games we've got this season. It may well be that he rotates the goalkeepers. A certain goalkeeper for certain games and things like that. So that may well be the case. So apparently, Chow's just been interviewed outside the airport and said he can't wait to sign for us. Okay.
He speaks lots of languages, doesn't he, Malik Chow, which is always a good thing, I guess.
He does. Which is excellent, really. I mean, my fan's just shut down, Billy. Hang on a minute. I cannot live without a fan in this room with these lights bearing down on us. 2 seconds. I'm still here, by the way, but I just need to change the USB plug. All right, you getting there. Oh, bollocks. My bottle of Pepsi's just gone flying, Billy, and it's now like a brick. I ain't opening that. No. That won't be getting opened for quite some time. To be honest, probably tomorrow morning that gets reopened. Stuart Macy says, "I'm your fan, also man."
Good stuff.
What?
Wasn't that a Wham song?
Sorry?
I'm
your man. Anyway, we got a super chat from Samsonite Dove. I'd be more confident with Ramsdale ahead of Pope. I think we'd probably find that, Billy.
I think a lot of people would be, yeah.
When we do that poll on Thursday night for the preview, I think that will be... I see Ramsdale winning that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Gaz says, "Evening, guys. What we think in starting 11 will come next weekend. Ramsdale, a must between the sticks for me." It's great seeing all these.
Him and Pope were having a ding dong, weren't they?
Flipping hell, man.
Ramsdale, ding dong.
Yeah, look, I have to say, Ramsdale for me. But I think I'm on with Billy. I think he starts Pope, but this is where we need to see if Eddie's going to be a bit more ruthless this season with leaving people out. Anthony says we have a no dickhead policy at the club. Isak has just crossed the line by me regarding this. The policy isn't just for new players; it includes existing ones who have got above their station.
Not necessarily that Eddie Howe thinks that Alexander Isak's a dickhead, though. He might just think he's been really badly advised.
I think he thinks he's a dickhead, Billy. I think once somebody breaks his trust like that, I think he's called Isak all sorts of names in private. Can you imagine that conversation, those private conversations with Tyndall and Howe? I think
Tyndall, yeah.
Well, Tyndall, yeah. By the way,
Isak's injured. He's got 2 black eyes, fucking broken nose.
Yeah, he can't play for a few weeks. He had a meeting with Jason Tyndall yesterday, and unfortunately, the outcome is that he won't be available till end of September due to a few cuts and bruises.
Once he has the chair removed from his anus.
Yeah. However, he has learned his lesson. yeah, absolutely. But wasn't it just great to see, at the end of the game yesterday, Billy Trippier, with Simeone and some of his old teammates? I mean, if that's a lesson to Isak about how to leave a club with a bit of dignity and still be regarded like that, it's right there for all to see.
Well, the fact he still is a fantastic bonus for us, I think. I mean, we all thought he was going at the end of the season. Yeah. He's still here and he still wants to play for us. Mm-hmm. Whether that day at Wembley in March has kind of changed his mind over that, because it seems since then he's looked a lot happier, and he's got respect. He's a fantastic professional, isn't he? And going to Madrid was the making of him, really. Yeah, he won a La Liga title, playing under one of the best managers in the world. Whether his style is to your taste or not, he is one of the best managers in the world. And he's probably had his best time, and he's learned so much from going to Spain. And we've got the benefit of that now, I think. I think he's a much better player now than what he was before he went to Atletico.
Oh,
no doubt about it.
Yeah, 100%. Nicholas says, Isak turned down national team also, so no fake injury. Nicholas.
Oh, well, listen, he's Swedish, you'd know.
Hang on a minute. Why would it, just because he's Swedish? I'm English, it doesn't mean I know what King Charles had for his fucking tea, does it?
You fucking do. He'll tell you tomorrow.
Right. Oh, you can do a better Charles.
Caviar and salmon. Beautiful salmon.
Maybe at the end of the season, that's when he pulled out the Swedish side for a couple of friendlies at the end of the season. Now, we all know that he was carrying a knock at the end of the season. However, the injury that we're talking about is the injury why he didn't go to Asia and then went to Spain to train. Now, Eddie confirmed that he was not injured. There was never any injury. So, Nicholas, please listen to our manager. Not me. That's not me saying it. That's not Billy saying it. That's not the Toon Review saying it. That is Eddie Howe, the Newcastle manager, saying it. There was never any injury. So let's just address that. But hey, you know what? It doesn't matter anymore, really, does it? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Apparently, me and you are both going to the Tower, Billy.
For what? What we did now?
Well, the King Charles.
Oh yeah,
I mean, Billy's done it many times, Tom. I mean, if Billy's going to the Tower, he's going to the Tower an awful lot. There's a lot going to get.
Hey, ever since I started doing King Charles impressions, we've won a trophy with his jug ears on.
That's very, very true. But Billy's already upset parts of Asia tonight, so I think we need to stay away from upsetting anybody else.
Yes.
Collock's his starting 11 would be Ramsdale. I love the way he's put Ramsdale / Pope. So he's sitting on the fence with that one.
Maybe he will just to get his place.
Yeah. Trippier, Share, Burn, Livramento, Bruno, Tonali, Joe Linton, Alanga, Gordon, Barnes. Yeah, I think
that's probably right. Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably say that you are right, unless he does start with Botman and Chow is incredibly fit, ready to go. I don't know. He'll have a week's training with the team. You never know. But that would probably be me. But I'd be worried about that at the same time.
It's not Eddie's kind of way of doing things. It's to bring players straight in if we don't need to.
Oh God, yeah. But I don't think I can take another few weeks of waiting for players to come on as substitutes.
I mean, let's remember Tonali last year. He could
have played in
September. We didn't see him till bloody November.
Yeah, I know. Mark with another super chat. Please don't hate me, but when you've got the best all-round striker in the world, and if it's true and he wants to apologise and stay, then I'm totally up for that. Well, look, it's whatever agreement that Newcastle United or certainly Eddie and his team can all come to with Isak about, where do we go from here? What does the future hold? Is it just the fact that you've now realised that Liverpool can't go to the 150 and you've been made to look an arse, so you decide to apologise? Because that's sticking in my mind, Billy, more than anything else, is the fact that Liverpool...
You're suspicious you are.
I don't know how you fucking dare. Anyway... I mean, come on! You've got to feel like that, haven't you? Suddenly, Liverpool, reports started at the beginning of the weekend that they weren't going to come back in because they can't afford to go to the 150 million, and then at the end of the weekend, Isak suddenly wants to apologise. It's a little bit fishy.
But if we get a hungry Isak who has apologised and can be integrated back in the squad, that's got to be good for us, surely. I mean, let's face it. At the end of next season, after the World Cup, as a great World Cup, for instance. You've got Bayern Munich may want to centre forward. Barcelona certainly will because Lewandowski is going to retire.
Yeah.
But this could be a bidding war. We could get 200 million for him.
By the way, can I just say now that there's nothing on any of the news channels saying that Isak wants to apologise. So I'm not sure where it's coming from, but there is nothing on the mainstream news stuff. So I haven't seen
news.
Isak. I haven't seen anything at all. So I don't know. I don't know where some people have heard that, but at the same time, there's nothing on the news channel stating that he wants to apologise. And I will stick by my guns and say I think he's done at the club. To be honest, I can't see a way back for him. But some people can. And that's the beauty about football. Everybody can see different avenues. And Chris there saying it was good to see Lady Sam and Stato at St James's yesterday. I mean, Stato just loved being in that press box. You saw from I don't know whether you've seen any of the photos, Billy, but he sits there. He just looks like he belongs there, with a laptop and
It's like Jimmy Hill was back, wasn't it?
He'll come at you for that. Don't you come that crap, Billy. You can't compare him to Jimmy Hill without thinking, what are you talking about? I mean, dear me.
They've both got beards. Well,
okay.
Jimmy Hill hasn't got one now.
No, I don't think Jimmy's got a good look about him at the minute. Agent Tech with a super chat. The scene vid saying Isak has done this at all the clubs he's been at.
He did it at Dortmund, by all accounts.
Yeah, I'd heard Dortmund. I didn't hear anything about Sociedad, to be honest. I did hear Dortmund were mentioned when said he's done it before, but I mean, look, you never know. But the thing is, all of the stories about Isak so far have all come from we know who, his agent, his representatives. They are basically pushing stories all summer long because Newcastle haven't said anything. Newcastle haven't released anything about Alexander Isak. There was the stuff before the weekend, Billy, put out there that Newcastle had offered him a new contract last week. Now, nobody from Newcastle came out and said that. There was nothing by the club. That had to come from his agent. And when Eddie was asked about it, he completely denied it anyway. And he said he didn't even sort of give the question an answer. I just think it's been pushed the wrong way. But as I say, Isak is a big boy and he should know right from wrong, especially the amount of time he's been in the game. He knows how it works.
What about column inches for Sky, though, isn't it? And BBC and whoever you want to say. Column inches and spots on the news shows that they repeat hour after hour after hour after hour after hour.
Yeah, just constantly on there, just constantly on. Antonio is a free agent for Wilson as a replacement if medical is okay. Nah, not
35, isn't he?
Yeah, he's look, there's a reason West Ham let him go. And I'm sure West Ham, that decision was a very difficult one for West Ham, given what happened to Antonio last season, and especially with his best mate Callum Wilson signing for the club. Yeah, exactly. He would have loved to have stayed. So there's a reason why that has happened. But of course, we continue to wish Antonio the very best, because that's, God, how he got out of that alive, I will never ever know.
If he get played football again, it'd be a miracle, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Apparently, we've only got 50 likes on this show. That can't be right. Let me just refresh the stream. No, we're over 500. So some people just need to refresh, and they'll get a true reading of the likes. But that is it for tonight's show, guys. Unfortunately, still nothing major regarding transfers. Look, there's a report just dropped in, Billy, as I'm checking the news headlines, saying. Fabrizio Romano says Isak is determined to join Liverpool amid Newcastle standoff. That doesn't sound to me like Isak wants to make an apology to Newcastle United.
Yeah, but once again, it's the mouthpiece, isn't it? He probably knows more about it than anyone, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't... Just put the £150 million up for Liverpool Football Club, and you'll have your player, won't you?
Indeed.
John Green... there's got to be a bit of a timeline on this, because if you wait for the last day before doing it, I'll tell them bollocks.
Yeah, I'd tell them bollocks.
I
would as well. John Green, member for 30 months, 7:33 p.m. Keith Downey not mentioned Isak apology. There is no apology. He does not want to make an apology. He wants to leave Newcastle United. That is plain and simple. Having said that, there you go. That is the show tonight, folks. Thank you for spending your Sunday evening with us once again. If you have enjoyed it, please hit that like button. Just takes 1 second to do before you leave the stream. And of course, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. It's completely free. All that we ask is that you hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload or a live show. You can continue to become a member if you're watching this on a rerun. Just hit that join button, and that automatically puts you into our member prize draws. And of course, you can still super chat after the show by hitting the thanks button, which is just under the video itself. But apart from that, I'm back at 9:30 in the morning with the breakfast show, with the early morning Newcastle United news. Billy will still be in the land of nod, probably, judging by his facial expression when I said that. And we will be back tomorrow night. Don't worry, we've got a lot coming up this week, of course. We've got our Premier League predictions, which, they went completely wrong when we tried to do our league positions last year. So that's going to be a good show. We want you to get involved with that. Tell us where you're thinking teams are going to finish. The preview for the Villa game.
I bet I know who's going to finish 20th in all of our predictions.
Well, we will see. We will see. But thank you for your super chats and memberships tonight, guys. You've been extremely kind, as per usual. Thank you so much. And, of course, thank you, Mods and Billy. We will see you all again tomorrow as the build-up to the kickoff to the Premier League season starts. It's going to be very exciting, but can we get a few more in the door before the kickoff? We will see you soon, guys. Good night.
With lads and lasses.
Come back and check out, see, breathe.